Talk of the Pittsburgh Pirates on the line with us this morning. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Todd?
Wonderful. It's good to have you with us here this morning. Hey, the first day that the Pirates get spring training, they get a day off. You remember back when you were a player. What did that feel like? Was it like recess at school?
Oh, it definitely was. Back in those days, you only got one all spring.
Oh.
And this was the day. They used to always say, hey, just don't do anything dumb and get hurt. Of course, now with COVID, it's just, don't do anything dumb and go inside with a ton of people and not wear a mask, something like that. But, that's one of the things you always have to keep in mind is, that you got to be able to get back on the field the next day. Don't come back looking like a lobster from the beach and all that sort of thing. So just be careful.
Yeah. What did you do? Were you golfing or fishing?
I'm not much of a golfer. So I would. It was either a beach day or go fishing. Sometimes we do. Some of the coaches that would live down here, they would have boats, and they'd say, "Hey, go ahead." We'd go out on the Manatee River, do a little fishing, stuff like that. But it was just getting away from the ballpark. Because a lot of these guys come down very early too. It's not just when spring training starts. So even though we're a week into games, most of these guys have been here for a month. So to have a day where they don't have to come to the ballpark and just relax a little bit, especially for the guys that are on the bubble and are trying to make a team, and they get away from that, stress, the day-to-day, thinking about, am I going to make this? How was my at-bat today? Did I look good? Get away from that for a day is kind of nice also.
You established yourself as a major league pitcher with the Phillies and the Braves before you came to the Pirates, and there were some times when you were that guy on the bubble, and we wonder about the stresses that those fellas are under. You as a pitcher knew that every time going out there you had to open an eye or two and make yourself look as good as possible. That is, especially when you're young and on the verge of making a team or not. That's a lot of stress, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's a ton. I mean, there's a massive difference between the money you bring home every 2 weeks to your family when you're on a big league contract as in a minor league contract. I know the minor leaguers get paid better than they did back in my time, but it's still nothing like what they get in the major leagues. In my case, I'm looking for making $150,000 a year or $12,000. So you're talking about a guy standing over a putt. That means $50,000. Well, every time a young guy goes out there trying to make the team, every outing might be worth a couple $100,000 to him. As far as looking good or looking bad. So it can be stressful for those guys, especially the guys that are in their 26, 27-year-old range. They're getting to where how many more shots am I going to get? If you're a young kid up here, you're 20, 21 years old, that even if you don't make the club out of spring training this year, it's going to happen. You're still very confident in yourself. But for the guys that have been around a while and, they see the handwriting on the wall, they're running out of time. It can be a very stressful situation for those guys.
Yeah, that guy like Carson Fulmer, a guy's been released like 5 times or DFA'd for 5 times in the last.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What pressure that must be for that guy, and he's trying to provide for his family, as you say. As this season has gone on, or as this spring training has gone on, you've gotten a chance to look at some of these guys. There are some that we're looking at and saying, this is a guy that has a future. This is a guy that is filling a spot for now until somebody develops down below him and comes up to take his spot. Are there guys that have stood out for you in these first few games?
I believe it's too early to really say, okay, this guy has come out and got the lead. There's guys I think that have gotten off to a good start that, could have taken the first steps into having a significant role on this team. The one guy that, because we talked about him yesterday and he's fresh in my mind, is the guy that closed the game yesterday or finished the game, David Bednar. He has looked really good, a guy that we picked up from San Diego. I mean, he's got a great arm. Throws from his fastballs. Been up a couple of times, even 99, but kind of sits and pitches around 96. Good control, good command of everything. Nice off-speed variety. It looks to me like this guy could be a late inning pitcher, and I think he's opened up a lot of eyes that probably just. I mean, we acquired him, so they had faith in him anyway. But now that you're seeing him in your own uniform and he's going out there and pitching so well, it's like, hey, if he keeps this up, we got something here.
And it's interesting with him because he's a local guy. He grew up as a Pirate fan, and was he Butler? And he's just thrilled to be a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah,
that's kind of adds to the nice story. Is that he is, if he does fulfill the promise, he's going to be pitching in a ballpark that he went to as a kid. And I never did that as a home player, but excuse me, even as a visiting player, that what a thrill that can be, and for him to go there every day for every home game would be fantastic for him.
Yeah, absolutely cool. Hey, Greg Brown said on Friday that I needed to apologize to you on his behalf. Did he tell you why?
No, he didn't say anything.
He said you showed up in that nice big truck, and he spent the entire trip talking on the phone, and when it came time for you to drop him off, he got off, and he got out, and he just walked away still on the phone, and he never thanked you for the truck ride.
I've been giving him rides places for 30 years. He doesn't pay for anything.
You've been carting Brownie around for 30 years, huh?
Well, during the game, he carries me, so we're even.
Oh, man, we need to talk about all of the long trips that you guys make during spring training as you're driving from site to site, and maybe we'll do that Wednesday or Friday this week. Bob Walk, thanks so much for visiting with us.
Hey, thanks a lot. I look forward to it.
Have a great day.
All right.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.